Click.
All right.
Click. Alrighty. Welcome to the PSBS, as the PlayStation Session Podcast. I'm your host, Cody PSN Boys, and my co-host here is
Andrew Arenas, PSN, Double Liz. I am out of MI6, so I'm not Double O is anymore.
not Double O, yeah. And this week, and this week we have our guest host this week. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Jones, PSN Fox Rockstar, FOXROCKSTAR. It's your boy. Holla at me.
I don't know if all that was part of his PSN name, but we'll see.
Well, it's written on the screen, so if anyone wants to add him, and I'll add him after. But
yeah, it'll be written on the screen, so you can see how all that's spelled. But yeah, we got our guest hosts. We got 3 hosts. We got some news to go over. Not too much news, just a couple of items. Generally, we're just going to talk about topics like the new games this week and a new segment we're going to start at the end of towards the end when we get to it. So let's see what we got this week. Trying to pull my notes here for a second. Okay, so yeah, we got a couple things this week. This is something that happened like 2 days ago, but some files got leaked out, and apparently there was a Jurassic World game in development.
oh boy,
You seen this?
yes.
More raptors. More raptors.
Raptors, yeah. So it's just kind of weird. Like, you just saw these animations of dinosaurs and this, like, kind of Chris Pratt-looking guy running around, and it's like, okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's something we talked about previously on the show, but, like, just how, like, movie games are just dying. Like, they just don't make them anymore.
It's the mobile.
For the most part. Yeah, like, pretty much all mobile games are now mobile. Like, on iPhone, like, when a movie comes out, like, get the official iPhone game of this movie, you know? They just don't develop console games really anymore based off the movies. So
I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't hold that one back.
Dang!
I'm not even sure what's happening right now. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Okay. Now, the thing is about this movie game is that it's months after release of the movie, right? Similar to like Kick-Ass or like Godzilla. So it just screams crap.
Well, I mean, it's not like this game was canceled, so it's not like actually coming out.
Oh.
Thank God.
Yeah, this is a canceled game. This is not coming soon. This is based on some files that leaked out of a canceled Jurassic World game. And that's what we're saying, though, is like most movie games for consoles have been canceled because most movie games now are just iPhone tie-in things. It's not too often we get like a console movie game anymore. Because, I mean, yeah, most of the time they're not good, but every once in a while you get that really good movie game, you know? That kind of makes it all worth it, that genre.
Like X-Men Origins.
Like X-Men Origins, Wolverine the game.
Even though that was like
really
6 years ago. What other ones you got?
Well, the Spider-Man ones, for the most part. I know the last couple weren't good, but most of the Spider-Man games were good.
Spider-Man
were.
I'm trying to think.
There's the X-Men, Spider-Man. What was the other? Well, GoldenEye wasn't the same time as the movie, though, right? That was actually a little while after the movie.
Quantum of Solace was a better game than a movie.
Well, consoles, yeah.
But,
but no, I mean, like,
I'm saying,
GoldenEye.
Yeah,
what are you saying?
that game within itself, that spawned an entire genre on its own.
Yes. Yeah, GoldenEye is a very big deal. And it is a movie game, but like I said, I don't think that came out at the same time as the movie. I think it was like kind of like what we said before. It's like one of those movie games that came out maybe a couple months after the movie, or maybe a year or so after the movie. They decided to do the game. But yeah, that is still a big one. That's still a big one that, you know, did a genre, and it is a movie game, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, for the most part, these movie games aren't good, but every once in a while, one comes out and really shines. It kind of makes the genre worth it, and we're just not getting any anymore, though. Console movie games.
Yeah, that's just the thing, that because game development's really expensive and it has to get a good return. But I don't know, man. I mean, when Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out last year, it did make quite a bit of money.
Yeah, but that was Activision's last chance at making a Marvel game because they were losing the license after that game.
And I'm so happy they lost that license, and they should never, ever get it back.
Well, after playing Amazing Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 4, I can attest to that. So, crappy-ass Spider-Man game. But,
all the other movie Spider-Man games were good, though.
yeah,
that
just
one.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just kind of crummy.
It was, but Spider-Man 2 is probably the best movie game they ever made.
Oh yeah, so good. Like really detailed web swinging in that. Everybody loves that.
Spider-Man 3 was decent.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 3 was decent.
Spider-Man 3 is decent, but does Spider-Man 3 have our favorite character? My balloon. Oh my God, balloons.
Yep, the balloon kid wasn't in Spider-Man 3.
Thank God. If you want to know a fun fact, in Ultimate Spider-Man, you actually can eat that kid.
Wow.
Like Venom just my balloon.
Eat the balloon kid. Ultimate Spider-Man is another one that's incredibly underrated. It's not a movie game, but it's just an incredibly underrated Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Yes, the one that Treyarch made.
Yes, Treyarch made that one too. And they made the other one, Spider-Man 2 and 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they made all those. They made all those Spider-Man games.
So Treyarch at one point was the Spider-Man studio for a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Treyarch in a bit.
Oh yes, we will. But yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know why that one's just so underrated. Like it does. No one talks about it, but yet it was really good.
No.
You know?
Oh my gosh,
that game was amazing.
Graphics and everything.
It was an amazing look at the Ultimate Universe. Characters that most of us had never seen before. Not to mention voice acting was on point. And the best thing about that game was that most of games, when they give you like alternate costumes, like the very first Spider-Man came up for PlayStation, they'll be like, oh, this costume has this power. Like I remember Unlimited Spider-Man could turn invisible, and no one could see him but bosses.
Yeah.
You know, but on that game, you could just pick a suit, so you could run around, you know, as the Black Spider-Man, but you had no extra powers, and it felt fair, and it was just fun.
As the Black Spider-Man.
Not Miles Morales, but symbiote Spider-Man.
As the Black Spider-Man.
Although if they did make an Ultimate Spider-Man game today, they would have to put Miles Morales in it because he is the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yep.
He is the Ultimate Spider-Man.
The comic Ultimate Spider-Man title, not the Ultimate Spider-Man, but you know. You know.
As long as he's not Superior Spider-Man, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, do a whole Superior Spider-Man game.
Oh no, I would hate that game.
It'd be so weird. I mean, they even had Superior Spider-Man in Lego Marvel Heroes, which like blew my mind. I'm like, they even include Superior Spider-Man in this game. I'm like, that's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, like he had no voice acting or anything. He was just a character you can unlock, but he had like the costume.
Oh, okay.
And like, so if you didn't know the backstory to that character, you'd be like, oh, just another Spider-Man. Like, no, it's not just another Spider-Man. It's freaking Doc Ock's mind in Spider-Man, controlling him and whatever. It's like weird.
We never even knew Spider-Man had that power. I just want to make you feel all the pain you've made me feel. Like, what? When did you get this power, Parker?
It's like, yep. Yeah, that'd be a crazy thing. But we don't know, like, as far as the Spider-Man franchise on gaming, I don't know where it's going to go because Activision doesn't have the license anymore, so it's up to Disney Interactive or whoever Disney ultimately loans the thing out to, like they did with EA and Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Well, Disney is smart because Disney's making bank, and me and some friends had feared this when we heard that Disney had bought out Marvel Studios. We had feared like, oh man, they're gonna censor Marvel, they're gonna do this, but they've been incredibly faithful in all the cartoons that Disney's managed to put out with the Marvel license. They've been astounding. They've been wonderful.
Well, so wait, even the current Spider-Man show that's going on right now?
I mean, whenever Deadpool runs around in it, it is wonderful.
Deadpool makes everything better.
It's good. I can say for myself that I enjoy it. I enjoy the current product. It has my attention.
Did you see the product that came before it and how much better it was?
Oh, the one with Drake Bell?
No, not the one with Drake Bell. The Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Spectacular was great too.
Exactly, better.
Oh yeah, I'd say it was a cut above, better than current Spider-Man that we're watching. You know,
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, running around with Luke Cage and.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing about Ultimate Spider-Man right now. The cartoon is that I don't watch it. I haven't seen it, but one thing I do like about it is that it is introducing these characters to a younger generation. Like Iron Fist has been on the show.
Yep.
Luke Cage has been on the show. Deadpool's been on the show. The new Agent Venom has been on the show. Miles Morales has been on the show.
Yep.
Like it's introducing all these new characters to a younger generation, and I do like that.
And the thing that gets me is that there were people who knew nothing about Luke Cage's Power Man before this Spider-Man show. Now, you know, there's renewed interest in that, and like I said, I think Disney's doing a smash-up job with it.
Oh yeah, that's why I like that they are expanding on characters, because this kind of goes back to the first Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s when they were like introducing characters which were obscure at the time, like, oh, Blade, who's that? Or Daredevil, who's that? You know, who's the Punisher? Who's Iron Man? Like, they were establishing those characters in the first Spider-Man cartoon.
To a non-comic generation.
To a non-comic generation, and now everyone knows those characters. Now this new generation has switched over to these even lower level characters where they're like, okay, now we got to introduce people to Iron Fist and Luke Cage and, you know, Miles, and now we got an Agent Venom now, and it's like, what's all this? So I do like that.
Right. Agent Venom.
Yep.
Yeah, Agent Venom. He's weird. But yeah, so basically, to make this all more about video games again, yeah, if they did make another Ultimate Spider-Man game, it'd be cool because they could introduce a lot of those characters in there, you know, which would be really neat to do.
Well, I mean, we did have Web of Shadows. I mean, it's not a movie type game, but
yeah, it's not a movie type game, but it is a Spider-Man game. That one's really weird because like it's really mixed. Like some people hate it, some people love it. I never played it, so I don't really know where I stand on that game. But yeah, that was another really weird Spider-Man game because it's just so mixed around so much of the community. Yeah. Some people just love it, and some people hate it.
Agreed.
I would like if they did another like Shattered Dimension thing where you just play as different Spider-Man.
Oh, Shattered Dimensions was great.
You know, especially if they did do another one like that. Obviously, Miles Morales. If they do any other Spider-Man game, they're probably going to put him in some capacity, just because they want that character to be more popular than he currently is.
Well, you know, people were lobbying with this new with the new deal that Sony and Marvel made. People were lobbying for it to be Miles Morales instead of Parker, and I think they missed a huge opportunity with that. I really do.
No, I was not on that bandwagon. I was like, when they said they were rebooting Spider-Man again for MCU, I was like, no, it's got to be Peter Parker, because Peter Parker needs to come before Miles Morales. I'm fine with them, you know, getting to Miles Morales later on down the road in the MCU, like have him be Spider-Man at some point, but not as the first Spider-Man, you know, because Peter Parker is like, he's Spider-Man. He is the first Spider-Man. He has to pass the torch down. It's like a lot of people are making comparisons. It's kind of like what if they did Justice League and said, "Oh, Bruce Wayne isn't Batman. It's Terry McGibbons," and it doesn't make any sense. Like just to go straight to him as Batman.
It broke him.
I mean, like,
It broke him.
Broke him.
No, like I see, but I don't see, because like McGinnis came how many years into the future after?
Yeah, that's a future.
Finished?
Okay, that's an extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, what if it? Okay, let's say Dick Grayson. Okay, let's say Dick Grayson was Batman in Justice League.
Okay.
Just because.
Okay.
Just because. Okay, how about that one?
More acceptable.
More acceptable scenario where, like, see, people don't want to see somebody else's Batman. They want to see Bruce Wayne. Like, this is the first time Batman is going up with Superman and all that. We don't want it to be some other guy. We want it to be Bruce Wayne.
Can you
know?
bleed?
Yeah, can you bleed?
You will.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Avengers. Like, when Spider-Man's finally going to team up with the Avengers, we don't want it to be some other guy. We want it to be Peter Parker. You know, that's the one we've always wanted to see team up. Yeah, for the time being, like, at least for the first time Spider-Man teams up with the Avengers, we want it to be Peter Parker. Like, that's the one I wanted to see team up with those characters, you know? Because Spider-Man is more than just Spider-Man. There's the guy underneath it, too, and that's Peter Parker.
The guy underneath it.
Underneath the costume. That's Peter Parker. That's a big part of this character, and that's what I want to see interact with the Avengers. You know. So there's that. Our movie rant for the week.
It's okay.
It's okay. This is not the first time we've done this. Go off topic like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. It's all good. But yeah. So yeah, there's that. And kind of move on to some news. Even though we're about to go on a movie rant again soon, in a minute.
Oh boy.
Yep, yeah, we are. So yeah, it was recently announced this past week that Activision Blizzard is actually making their own movie studio to make movies and
television shows,
or television and movies. And they said some of their projects include a Skylanders cartoon, which will be coming soon.
Okay, I could dig that.
And a Call of Duty movie.
Ooh.
That'll be out in, they want it to be for like 2018, 2019.
Ooh.
But obviously the first thing they're doing though is the Warcraft movie, because if you saw the trailer this past week, the Blizzard logo was actually in front of the trailer. So there you go. That's your first Blizzard production, I guess, movie, because now we're seeing the Blizzard logo in front of the property. And this does go in line with a lot of companies are doing, because I mean, Marvel, going back to Marvel was the first studio that kind of did that, where like, hey, we're a comic book company, but we're going to make our own movie company so we can make our own movies based on our own properties, you know.
Yeah.
And
well,
it worked real.
I mean, that was before. I mean, that was after we got Fox running around making X-Men.
Yeah, Fox was doing their thing, Sony was doing their thing. Marvel said, well, no, we're going to make our own movies about our own property, so you know, they're going to be good because we're in control of our own thing. So, and that worked really well for them. So now a lot of game developers are trying to do the same thing, where they're in control of their own property and hopefully do what Marvel did, where, you know, they kind of brought new life to the comic book genre. And now these game developers are trying to do the same thing for movies based off of video games. Because Blizzard is, like we said, they're doing the Warcraft movie and their logo's even on it. Sony is doing their own movies, like with Uncharted and Last of Us, and getting even the writer of Last of Us to write the movie. And I think Ubisoft is doing the same thing with Assassin's Creed coming out next year. They're like developing it too. So like, I guess when we see the Assassin's Creed trailer, you'll have the Ubisoft logo before the movie starts.
Honestly, in terms of that, I do believe that Assassin's Creed, just like Prince of Persia, was one of the games that were absolutely ripe to be made into a movie, just because it's grounded in enough realism that we don't have to suspend our disbelief too much, you know? Mm-hmm. It's believable that a man with enough training could do some of the things he can do, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Prince of Persia movie. Don't remind me.
I just can't wait until someone gets the idea to make an Elder Scrolls movie.
One day.
I don't even know if that's a good idea.
I think, like I said, I think Warcraft is going to be that movie where it's going to come down to Warcraft. Basically, if Warcraft becomes a success critically or financially, then that's it. That's going to be the boom, and now we're going to get way more video game adaptations and way more quality behind them. Like this new bar to reach, you know. But of course, the flip side of that is, if Warcraft does bomb critically or financially, then I think that's pretty much it. Like no one's gonna want to put that much money into a video game movie ever again.
I mean, we didn't learn from Uwe Boll. Did we not learn?
Yeah, but his thing is that he made his movies for like dirt cheap. So even if they made no money, he was still fine.
That explains the quality.
Yeah, Warcraft is different. Warcraft is like $200 million, so it's like we need this movie to make money, or else we're screwed.
Well, to see. I feel like they could have included a lot more star power as on-screen characters rather than CG characters.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
As one thing we talked about, you know, in our major, you know, all the investors care about is the ROI. That's all they care about. And a big way to get ROI is star power. So if they'd have had, you know, someone like, is that James McAvoy in the trailer?
He's not in Warcraft.
No, I'm thinking about the guy who played, James McAvoy. I feel like if he looks like James McAvoy to me, the guy in the trailer. But yeah, in the trailer. I'm saying, like, if they had name recognition, like someone like James McAvoy in there, or someone like Ben Affleck, or
But it has like
big name recognition, like Keanu Reeves or what's his name? The guy who played Jason Bourne. Matt Damon. Yeah.
Yeah, get somebody like that
Right,
in
Star Power.
Warcraft. Yeah, Star Power. Yeah, because Warcraft's really weird. Like a lot of their actors in it are like TV actors.
I think it's just
like
a strange
the main
movie
guy.
altogether.
Yeah, like the main character in Warcraft. His thing right now is that he's on that show Vikings. And Vikings has a following, so but it's not that big. You know?
It's not. I don't know a single person that watches that show.
Yeah, I mean it has a following. I mean I don't watch it, but I know it has a following. But that's like the main guys in Vikings, and now it's got what's his name? Dominic Cooper from.
Yep.
He's going to be in that show Preacher, and he's Howard Stark in the MCU, and he's a side character.
They have
and then like
Travis Fimmel and Paula Patton. That's gonna be big. Ben Foster is okay. Toby Kebbell is good. Dominic Cooper is really big too.
Toby Kebbell. No one ever gets to see him. He's always playing like a CG character or
really
something covered up.
Bad character.
Really bad character.
Yeah. Stop it! You're giving me the Fantastic Four flashbacks.
Yeah, he was Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four, the new one. And he was Koba in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So yeah, he mostly plays CG characters, so he's one of those guys where you never get to really see him. And it's the same thing with Warcraft. He's playing like the main orc, so you don't get to see him either. He's all CG.
So he's like Andy Serkis.
Yeah, he's like Andy Serkis. Yeah.
Yep.
Always doing CG characters. Andy Serkis being CG character in Star Wars.
It's just such a shame, since like he's such a good actor, but under poor direction and poor management, Fantastic Four turned out to be the way it was. He actually could have been a decent Doctor Doom, but in that movie I didn't even see Doctor Doom. That was not the real Doom.
Not the real Doom.
He wasn't Doom enough. He wasn't. I don't see Doom out of him. I mean,
well, there was doom and gloom coming from that movie, but not from that character.
Not from the character, unfortunately. The movie was doomed, but the character wasn't. I didn't see Doom because I mean, as far as I'm concerned, isn't Doctor Doom one of the most fierce, powerful Marvel villains of all time?
Yeah, exactly. He's like one of the top tier villains in the Marvel universe, and he's
depending on the writer.
Yeah, he's just gone to waste in the movies, and it's just.
I mean, I don't get it. Like, I don't get, like, especially what I don't see. Like, I hope at least when the MCU one day, I hope, gets Fantastic Four now, is that we get to see a display of power of Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah, like if Marvel did get the rights back to Fantastic Four, they would probably make Doctor Doom like the villain of the MCU
instead of like Thanos and Loki and.
Well, I mean, realistically, if they get the rights back, Fantastic Four probably won't come into the fold till like Phase 4. So like after Phase 3, after Phase 3, Thanos and all that's gonna be done. So then they can like refocus and be like, okay, Doctor Doom's the main villain of the MCU, you know.
Because with MCU's lack of notable villains, because I can only name the notable ones I can only name on one hand, unfortunately. But Doctor Doom seems like one that could be included on my other hand, so it would make sense. Because all we have is just Kingpin, Loki, not even Winter Soldier because he's an anti-hero. Agent Ward. That's only about it.
Are you talking about like major crossover villains, or are you just talking about just
major
like good villains?
Yeah, like good villains, notable villains in the MCU that have actually done something and have actually made an impression on me.
MODOK, Shuma-Gorath.
No. He's talking like in the movies.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Comics.
Oh, like, if you're in the comics, then we got tons to choose from.
Oh no, I was speaking film-wise.
Like Magneto. Mags.
Well, that's in the X-Men movies, but Magneto is the villain of every X-Men movie. He is a good villain, but he is the villain of every X-Men movie.
But now he's like an anti-hero.
Because they're in that prequel era where he's more of an anti-hero.
See, so
that's the exciting thing about Apocalypse. We're finally getting like a real X-Men villain that's not Magneto.
And it's a shame that his costume is that horrible.
Well, Well, they did have that one picture that leaked out of like an improved version of Apocalypse. Like they touched him up with CG and stuff. He looks like 10 times better.
Well, because it's all set photos. I mean, imagine. Yeah. Remember when the Vision stuff came out? How it looked before the real movie.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So there's been some leaked images of Apocalypse looking way better than those original pictures.
And plus, remember, he's probably going to go in phases. He'll probably change up a bit, similar to Ultron. Even though Ultron was just a full CG creation, but
yeah, he'll be the Cell of the movie.
Yeah,
going through the different modes. That'd be great.
I think it's going to be interesting. God, I cannot wait for X-Men Apocalypse. I think that's going to be such a fantastic movie. I love it.
I just want Deadpool. That's the X-Men movie I care about.
It's not
that I don't care about Apocalypse. It's just like Deadpool is the one where I'm like. Really
that's a good question. Am I more excited for Deadpool or Apocalypse? Because I'm already telling you right now. Because at least the one that'll at least do better is Apocalypse. It's gonna make them more money.
I think so. I think so. X-Men Apocalypse is set to make huge money.
And then I'm still curious, like how exactly Deadpool will do, just critically, if people will take in the humor or just kind of just reject it.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm afraid. I'm afraid like the critics are going to like completely miss the point of Deadpool, like when they review it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think so. I think the critics will give it for what it's worth, but I believe the problem with Deadpool is the fact that it's Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool. Ironically, Ryan Reynolds is the only man who can get away playing Deadpool.
Because he wants the role so bad, and he's promoting it so bad on like Twitter and outside of the thing.
But he is Deadpool. Like he's the perfect actor to play Deadpool. The problem is that Ryan Reynolds can't act.
But I mean, this is kind of the perfect movie for him, though.
But that's what I'm saying. So the reason why the Jay and Silent Bob movies were funny wasn't because that they couldn't act, but it was funny because of everything that they were doing. They readily knew it and made fun of themselves. And I don't think this Deadpool movie is going to succeed unless it follows in that same footsteps. You can't just rely on crass and crude humor for the jokes. Sometimes you have to go off and let's not stoop to lowbrow and toilet humor all the time. Make it funny in a way that everyone in there can enjoy it, and that way critics will like it too.
Kind of like the first Kick-Ass.
Yes, everything about that movie was supposed to be satirical and out of the box, but it was funny enough to warrant us loving it.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
At least the first one.
I didn't see the second one.
Not a lot of people did either. But it's a good movie.
It's a good. Yeah, we like it.
We defend that one. That one's good. But
some people were just hard on that movie
for really no particular reason.
Did this man really put bacon on his turkey?
Turkey bacon.
No, this man is cooking a turkey and he has strips of bacon on top of the turkey as he's cooking it.
Very, very different type of Thanksgiving going on.
No, it's for Christmas.
Oh, for Christmas, really going ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm watching chefs cook while we talk.
Aren't you very thankful that first take that we had is gone now? When you I'm not gonna say it.
When I did what, sir?
I won't say. I'll spare the embarrassment.
When I couldn't hold it. I can't hold it. I was going Dark Phoenix there for you. I can't control it.
Who?
This is a very interesting episode of PSBS. If this is your first episode while listening to us, then yeah, we're off topic this week. It's fine.
All right, let's push this bullshit train back on the track.
Yeah, let's try to get things a little more on track. We're going into the second half of the show, so let's just focus more on some topics. So yeah, 2 games came out this week. 2 really big games came out this week. The first of which was Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on Friday, and Fallout 4 on Tuesday.
Yes.
And I have played Black Ops 3 since it came out.
How much of it?
I played a little bit of the zombies, and I have played a little bit of the campaign. So I do have impressions on those 2 modes.
Just not the multiplayer.
Not the multiplayer. I've not touched the multiplayer. Yeah, how much have you played? Because you are the resident Call of Duty expert.
Yes, I am the resident Call of Duty expert, and I bring bad news.
Okay.
That I bought Black Ops 3 the day it came out. Of course, played the campaign on Veteran, as I usually do. And I played halfway through the campaign. And upon when it was doing a server update, it erased my campaign progress.
Wow.
I was so PO'd. I mean, look, I'm going to throw this out there. At least this Veteran campaign, I'll have to admit, is probably the most easiest Veteran campaign there's ever been. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, realistic is insane. My friend, he wanted to do it from the very get-go, and he did the first 2 missions, and it was hell.
Even in co-op?
Yeah, he didn't, but here's the thing, he didn't even do co-op.
Oh. See, I just think it wouldn't be too bad in co-op, you know?
I know, exactly. So once we get the chance, we'll probably play it on realistic together, see how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played quite a bit of it. I didn't get to touch the zombies really, unfortunately, and I don't know. I've just been kind of discouraged to even play the game because of my campaign progress. But probably once I get back home, I'm gonna play a lot more Black Ops 3. But I could definitely get my impressions of that.
I'll play with you, get you back in the mood
please,
to do the campaign again.
Well, I'll probably play it on Veteran.
Yeah, I'll play Veteran with you.
Excellent.
Because I played it, like I said, I played a couple missions, but I played on regular because the 2 people I was with, they were just like, oh, let's put it on regular. And I'm like, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So. But yeah, I played a little bit of campaign too. And, I mean, it's alright. It's Call of Duty. You shoot the guys, and it's sci-fi, and it's kind of ridiculous sci-fi because everybody's like cyborgs and stuff.
Well, here.
I mean, it does the same thing Advanced Warfare did, like somewhat spoilers, but you lose your arm at the end of the prologue.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Here, I'm gonna give you a little bit more details on Call of Duty.
Guys, it's Call of Duty Ghost in the Shell. That's what it is.
Ghost in the Shell.
That's exactly what it is. It's Call of Duty Ghost in the Shell edition.
Here's the thing, because as many people know, residents of the show, that I really dislike nearly every aspect of Black Ops 2. I just did not like that game whatsoever. I did not like the campaign, I did not like the zombies, and I especially didn't like the multiplayer. But apparently 12 million people still do. But, at least from what the campaign so far, I think especially, I'm actually very impressed with this campaign. At first, I didn't know what the hell was going on with this like hub world stuff. I didn't understand why I was dropped into it at first. Mm-hmm. I don't know because some people say that they weren't dropped into it at first, but then they got the cutscene. But then like once I left,
well, you don't get to it until like I think after the second mission you really get the hub world.
It was weird. I got the hub world at first when I first got in.
Well, did you join somebody's game? Because he might have already had it like started or something.
Oh no, I put it like play solo.
I don't know.
But anyways, excuse that. I think the campaign is actually really interesting, and I feel like out of even Advanced Warfare or even Black Ops 2 or even Ghost, because I mean even though Ghost was like futuristic, it wasn't like technology advancing in the futuristic realm. Mm-hmm. So it was just future post-apocalyptic, I should say. But I think with Black Ops 3, I feel like it's the most confident with itself in terms of its setting and like year and theme, more so than Black Ops 2 and Advanced Warfare, which I think is really neat. So Cherok really put in, I feel, the effort in like the environments and the story. I think the story is actually kind of interesting. Like I really like that part when you were like in the subconscious or whatever, right?
That like simulation.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat. Actually, I really enjoyed that. It was kind of because it's been a while since Call of Duty really gave you tutorial levels, because it's not really necessary for Call of Duty to give you tutorials anymore. Advanced Warfare tried to do that a little bit, but I'll kind of admit that segment of the game was a little boring. But at least with this, it's 4 players. Hypothetically, even though I didn't really play with 4 players, it's more open. It's not going a straight path anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's still, going from point A to point B, but at least the way that the levels are designed, it's more open.
There's verticality to it.
Yes, which is awesome.
And from what we've seen from shooters now, if you want to be a successful shooter in this generation of consoles, you need to have a degree of verticality or a way to speed up movement.
You need to be able to run on walls.
Right. It's no longer acceptable just to have a sprint button. We expect to be able to sprint in addition to our regular battle run, a regular old battle swagger cancer. But at the same time, we also expect to be able to scale these walls, to be able to add another dimension of combat and another axis of which we're able to fight.
Exactly.
And that's the other thing. That's going to be a major success for anybody who wants to get in the shooter game now. It is no longer acceptable to have this, the standard savoir-faire when you start up a shooter. If you don't have some way of enhanced movement, of traversing a terrain, of introducing verticality or introducing a way of making the map non-linear, you're not going to be successful. And time has shown that.
Yeah, especially, I mean, even last generation when we had games like Medal of Honor try and come back from the dead, it didn't even work in that time. So, I don't think Medal of Honor is coming back anytime soon. And then it's strange because,
sadly.
Well, kind of gladly because the last two games sucked. But it's strange because people still want to go back to the olden times for Call of Duty's sake. Especially with next year is Infinity Ward's turn. I mean, we're still going to talk about Black Ops 3, but for the future's sake, it's Infinity Ward's turn next year. And I've always said, it's always hypothetical Ghosts and Ghost 2 or something like that due to the fact how the story ended. But given the news of today, correct, that Black Ops 3 outdid Ghosts and Advanced Warfare in terms of day one sales, right?
Yep.
So
have any of them ever come close to clipping Modern Warfare 2's sales?
Well, the one that was in the top before was Black Ops 2.
Really?
Yeah. Modern Warfare 2, did a lot of after Modern Warfare 2, each one outdid each other.
Oh wow.
Yeah, until Ghosts. And then Advanced Warfare, that's where you had the little plateau of Call of Duty. Well, now it's back up because of the Black Ops name, like we discussed. Me and Cody said last week about the Call of Duty brand name, and it resonates with people, and it's a big deal. And it was clearly a big deal. I mean, especially since I saw how many people were at the midnight launch and stuff like that. And on top of that, I think. I can't speak for everything overall or every element of Black Ops 3, but it's also a very good game. I think it's engaging, more so than Black Ops 2. I can already tell, because even by this time of Black Ops 2, I already knew that I kind of wasn't enjoying it at the time. And it's fun. It has variety to it so far, at least in the campaign.
Yeah.
And I feel... Hang on, and then for the multiplayer's sake, also for the maps, just overhead watching, I feel like the way they're designed is much more natural than how Advanced Warfare took about designing its maps as well. Because, Advanced Warfare had the exosuits, and then you felt like the maps were just designed to be that kind of playground for exosuits. But with Black Ops 3, since you could traverse on walls, I feel like it's much more natural, the way it's designed, and it's not artificial. Anyways, as you were saying.
Yeah, like I said, I played a little bit of the campaign, and it's fun, especially if you got into co-op. You can do the things. You got the new level up system, the cores and stuff, so you can do different ways to control and fight against robots. That's neat. One thing though one problem I'm having though is the presentation's a little weird, because it kind of reminds me of Battlefield Hardline, because they did that, because Black Ops 3 is doing that thing where the cutscenes are in game, so it does that thing where these cutscenes are 30 frames per second, and then it cuts and now we're at 60 frames per second, for the gameplay.
It's kind of jarring, isn't it?
Yeah, it is jarring to do that, and I don't know. To me, the game doesn't look, as good as Advanced Warfare did.
Well, it is, or at least running. Well, you also have to put into account. I believe it is running on the Advanced Warfare engine, with some tweaks on it. And then also put into account it's for online.
Yeah, I think, because you're playing online, too, it has to lower the graphics a bit to handle the online co-op. Also, like I said, Advanced Warfare had, cut scenes where, it would cut from the game and said, okay, here's this. So they put all the graphics into that.
Yes.
And looked really good. But since Black Ops 3, the cutscenes are like in game. There's no cut, so you don't get those hyper real scenes. You know.
Yeah, because like
advanced.
You know, I think what was it? They had like different kind of technologies that they worked on, especially like in the facial animations.
Yeah, because like with Advanced Warfare, that was Kevin Spacey hollering at you.
Yes, it was. You know? Just like in this one, it's Christopher Maloney hollering at you.
Yes, the chef from Wet Hot American Summer is hollering at you the whole game.
Or Detective Elliot Stabler from Law and Order.
Yeah. Or that army guy from Man of Steel.
Had no idea what he was doing in that movie. I really didn't.
I did like that. There. At least it doesn't take like any notable actors. I like that it has kind of like less known actors at least, and in this campaign, it's not the Troy Baker. Last year's Advanced Warfare was very notable with Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey. And it's like, well, Christopher Nolan. It's like most people will probably recognize him, but they won't like instantly be like, okay, what's that guy from? I don't know. I think he just keep playing the game.
Right.
And they're like, oh no, wait, he was in Man of Steel, right? I don't know. He was like an army guy. Okay.
And then when they turn on the TV and they hear dun 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 dun, no way, he's in this too.
Yep. Watching that Law and Order. Some Law and Order. That was great. But yeah. So I mean, there's that. There's how I feel just in the presentation of it, and then zombies. I played a little bit of zombies, and I'm not. I mean, I played a lot of zombies in World at War, but I didn't really play any of the map packs for World at War, and I didn't really play the zombies for Black Ops or Black Ops 2. So I missed out on like when it started getting crazy, because like I played it when it was simple. Like we're in a room, kill the zombies, get a weapon, move on to the upper floor, and that's it. Like, but then when they did the expansion packs, that's when they got all crazy. Like, no, you got to go out to this area, open this fence, electrify this, find this weapon, do this. Like all this crazy stuff that started happening with the expansion packs that I didn't play. And then like when Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 hit, like it just got even more ridiculous when they got like famous people to be the characters. And
well, I mean that stuff was cool. Where I draw the line on the sand on that was where you had to do these stupid gimmicks and Easter eggs all the time in order to do well on these maps.
That's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. Like,
okay.
When it got crazy and you had to do all these things, like find this item, find that, do this, like
that's when it got crazy.
And that's the thing. Like when I'm playing Black Ops 3, I haven't played the other ones really. So as I'm dropped into this, it's like all my friends are like, find the relics. I'm like, the what? The relics. And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking around. I found a defibrillator. Okay, hold that. I'm like, okay, but what do I do with it? You'll need it later. I'm like, okay, but what do I do with it? You know,
don't die.
Like, don't die. You know, and they got these like hive plant things you can like crack open to get a random weapon. I'm like, how do you open the plants? And it's crazy. It's pretty ridiculous. You know, just what it is compared to what it was originally. You know. And that's just me because like I'm new to it.
Oh
so
no,
like, used to this.
I'm into zombies, and I mean I felt like ever since Shangri-La in the original Black Ops, that's where zombies in my mind kind of started going downhill a bit, and I'm definitely not the only one that thinks that. And I'm sick and tired of these gimmicks, like I had said, of like finding relics or like doing like all these steps are very ambiguous and stuff that you have to like look up online. Now, look, this doesn't mean to say that I don't like discovery in games, but due to the fact that it's a mode in which you have to survive, and it's very fast, and you have to like really move on your feet, it just doesn't help. In all honesty, these Easter eggs are fun the first time, right? But like as you're playing this map over and over again, I think it gets tedious really fast, and it's just not fun.
Right, it adds to the chaos of the map without necessarily adding to the fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I have not played. What is it again? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what it's called. The zombie map, and Black Ops 3. I mean, what is it even called?
I don't know.
I mean, at least I can see. I mean, I like the star power at least it has with the, because I watched a little cutscene movie with all the actors, with Jeff Goldblum and Ron Perlman, and I mean they were funny, and whoever those other two are. I mean,
the guy from Captain America.
Yeah, that guy. And then the girl, which I don't recognize.
She's from The Hangover.
Yeah. But,
I don't think one of those girls was a girl in Hangover.
No, she wasn't in part 2. She was in parts 1 and 3, so she was in part 2.
Part 2 had me just, oh my lord.
But, I mean, I liked the presentation of that cutscene. I mean, it was really well done, and it looked cool, and, like, I like this tone that it's set. It's like old aesthetic, so, like, there you go. If you want Treyarch to do an old game next time, there you go. They can still pull off the old look. But, I'm gonna need to see... No, but this is a big but. This is a big but right here. That if it's still riddled with gimmicks and stuff that you have to do in order to do well, I just will not be a fan of it. And here's the thing, I mean, Advanced Warfare Zombies was actually relatively simple.
Yeah, because they just kind of put it in there.
Yeah, because they kind of just put it in there. Perhaps too simple. See, I like my zombies to be, like, in the middle.
Oh, Lord. You don't like them not too hot, not too cold?
Not too hot, right. Not too cold. It's like how I like my milk. Not too hot, not too cold.
Whoa there, buddy.
Tuck me in. Tuck me in. But that's kind of Black Ops 3 in a nutshell so far. I enjoy it quite a bit, at least the campaign side. I can't wait to play more of it, quite honestly.
Yeah, so that's some impressions on Black Ops 3. And the other big game this week...
Huge game! Not big.
Yeah,
huge.
Not big, huge. A megaton, if you would say.
Ginormous, even. One could even call it a fat boy.
It's a fat boy? Fat boy kind of game. That should be a size, currency, or units of a size. Fat boy. But yeah, Fallout 4 came out this week, Tuesday. Yeah, so exciting. This game's been long in the waiting for, and it's finally here. And so good so far. I've played it for about almost 12 hours now. So I played a good bit of it.
I played for 7.
I've only played like an hour and a half.
We will spoil. There's not much to spoil because especially the way if I played it, but I'll discuss that in a second. But
yeah, so you've at least got past the prologue.
Yeah, this is the life of a man who works too much.
Oh,
but you have to. Someone has to pay for these games somehow.
Oh yeah, that mommy daddy gravy train stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, because your wife dies.
or your husband, sir.
Oh yeah, or your husband. But you can't make it to a way where you're like, if you're still a guy, your husband dies.
Oh, hey.
Or if you're a wife, or if you're a girl, you can't have it to where your wife dies.
Hey man, whatever floats your boat.
But I mean,
the game's not. Well,
the game's not.
Trying to be as politically correct as I can be, but the opening of the game was the 1940s.
Good point.
Your significant other.
Significant other, yeah.
Oh.
So yeah.
I was just saying because I was surprised that nothing has really come out of that, or like due to the fact that when you get to the character select screen, it starts as a guy first.
So you want to need a Sarkeesian to go off on this game too, huh?
I'm just kidding. I'm being the YouTube commenter devil's advocate.
Oh no!
Oh no! I have come to life.
But we don't need more Anita Sarkeesian. We're rid of that evil. Don't you put that evil on me. Don't you put that voodoo on me.
I know, don't even get me started what she was saying about Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
She said something about Syndicate?
Yeah, she put up like a whole review about Assassin's Creed Syndicate. That was like a 40-minute analysis about Evie's character and how the game is sexist.
A strong female character who operates independently of her brother, who is arguably the better fighter than her brother, and is a murderous whirlwind of blades, darts, and skill. And she still has a problem with that?
Yeah, apparently.
I believe that there is no pleasing that woman. I believe she is a cancer upon this planet. She is a blight. She is the black eye upon our community, and we need to get rid of her.
I don't know. Like, okay, I wouldn't really say those things. I just think that I just think that if anything, she's just a very good con artist.
There you go. There you go. But oh yeah, wait, is this the same one who did the whole thing on Fallout Shelter?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a thing on Fallout Shelter, like, oh, only the women characters are used to make babies. And I'm like, well, because women can produce babies, men can't. So sorry, that's biology.
But I was learning the other day that if you're a man and you have a hernia, that's the equivalent of like being pregnant.
Well, there you go.
I have a hernia.
But anyway, Fallout 4 itself, having a lot of fun with the game. You know, it just brings me back to playing Fallout 3. That's so good. And some people are complaining that maybe it's too much like Fallout 3, and I'm like, what do you want? It's Fallout. It's Fallout, man.
That's kind of like
awesome.
That's like kind of complaining that Witcher 3 was too much Witcher.
Yeah, like, no, like, some people are complaining that Fallout 4 is too much like Fallout 3. Like, it doesn't feel like a full game that took years to make. Like, this feels like more like an expansion to Fallout 3. And I'm like, who cares? It's Fallout 4. It's a sequel. It's got a new area, new characters, new fucking content, and you know, all these
new ways to tell the story.
New ways to tell the story, and just
graphical advancement.
Like, yeah. Sorry, something apparently can't be popular and good at the same time. That's the logic of the internet. So, you know.
But I think Fallout 4 is a fantastic game. I think it's very good. I do reserve some questions about the game. Especially it's the way it goes about leveling up. I understand it. I've grown to understand it, especially since my friend bought the strategy guide for the game. So I read upon how the special system works. But I kind of miss the way that Fallout 3 did it, and New Vegas.
Where you just pick something?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that because, and then when you found the bobbleheads, because it actually really meant something. But, like, here it's just like, oh, well, if you're the required level or whatever, just pick it out and then just level it up later. And, like, I can't really tell a difference if I'm even becoming stronger or not.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you want. I mean, like, I know to pick this one because I want to be good at lockpicking. I want to pick this one so I can get, you know, build more stuff, like build higher level gear. And, I mean, the bobbleheads, they still give you, like, permanent boosts. Like,
yeah, I found already a couple, yeah.
Yeah, it gives you the energy boost or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a different way of leveling up to where it's not just, okay, pick one of these 5 at this level.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, because I remember that was like the most difficult decision ever in Fallout 3.
And it's still a hard decision because you see all of it and you kind of like map it out. Like, okay, at this level I want to pick this. At this level I'm going to pick this. So it's more like a map, and it's like you kind of figure what you want instead of it just kind of being like, okay, what do I want at this point, you know?
And I remember in Fallout 3, at least, that when there would be, because remember you were only able to pick a few that that you filled the requirements for, and I remember there would be certain levels where I was like, I don't like any of these.
Yeah, see, that was the thing too. Yeah, you get to a point where like, I don't want any of these. Well, here you don't have that problem because it's all there. You know, you can pick what you want every time.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're not the level requirement, then you're like, okay, well, I can't be this yet, but then I can go get this one. I do want to be this one though. You know, so there's that, and you know, the presentation's a lot better. You get that voice acting, you get like this real like, not like a full cutscene, but you do get more camera movement between dialogue, so it's not just that you know, first person look at the guy just staring at you, and you're staring, and you know, not more dynamic dialogue, in that way.
Yeah.
There's that. And like, I like building stuff. I like upgrading my weapons. I like building parts for my weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I mean, that is probably the most dynamic crafting system I've ever seen.
Oh yes, I love the crafting.
Everything has a purpose.
Yeah, every little piece of junk you pick up, you can turn it into some type of upgrade.
Yeah,
break it down.
It changes the dynamic of picking things up.
Yes, all that junk matters now.
Because Fallout 3 had so much crap that didn't matter. Well, I mean, in terms of items, I mean.
Oh yeah, all that junk you pick up, the only thing it'd be good for is like, oh, I want to sell it, or you could put it in that gun that shoots the junk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. So I do like, yeah, it gives everything a purpose that way. Then you can upgrade your power suit. You feel like Iron Man when you hop in the back of that thing.
Yeah. You're all like heavy and stuff like that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
The story's really neat.
Please, guys, remember to take the fusion core out of your power suit when you leave it there, because people will run up and jack your.
Wait, really?
They will run up and jack your power suit.
Really?
Yes, if you leave the fusion core in it.
I don't think I took it out.
You better remember where you park it, because people will steal it.
So it's the equivalent of leaving the keys in my car.
Yep.
As I park it. Who's gonna jack it? A raider?
Yep.
Yup.
Yep. Yeah. So don't do that. I guess go park it at
I parked it at the little red rocket thing. And
yeah, there's a little connector thing in there you can put your suit on.
But and I left dog meat there, so he's guarding it, I guess.
Right, and you're gonna get back. Dog meat's gonna be dead.
Dog meat can't die.
Unconscious.
Yeah, he'll be unconscious, not dead.
He's already been a lot. He's been pretty unconscious. I played the game on hard, and I've already died probably 30 times already. The game is hard.
Yeah, the game's hard.
I mean, damn, how many characters are there on the freaking screen? Like, I think it must be with the added power of the PS4.
Oh yeah.
That there's so many ghouls.
You have to excuse me, guys. I need to go take care of one thing.
Okay.
Keep going.
But
yeah, we'll keep going. Yeah.
But thank God, the game can play like a shooter now.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, like I'm not really using VATS all that much.
No, it's really kind of like a last resort thing.
Yeah, I mean, I use VATS and I miss with VATS. I'm like, shoot, I can shoot better using my sights than using VATS.
Yeah, why does VATS kind of suck?
Like, I miss. Like, I shoot with VATS and I miss. Yeah, I miss a lot. I guess my accuracy just isn't high enough.
Well, maybe they're really trying to make it where, you know, you're not over reliant on it, and like it's like you've really got to upgrade it.
Yeah.
I mean, I use my criticals when the time comes, and it's just
criticals and all that.
But at least above all else for Fallout 4, that I really want to make note of, because it's actually a very good achievement, is that the game is so detailed.
Yes.
I don't think. I mean, you know, I've talked about, you know, also that Metal Gear Solid 5 is also a very good open world in its own right. But for Fallout 4, I have not seen such a detailed, lived-in world since Grand Theft Auto 5, which, you know, is a very big map. And I'm sure Witcher 3's map is also very detailed and lived in as well, right? Witcher 3.
Oh, yes.
So I can't dismiss that game either. And I'm sure Dragon Age also has a fine map. As well, but I feel like, because due to the fact that, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5 was based on a real place, and I had some resonance with Grand Theft Auto 5 because, you know, I've been to Los Angeles several times and I felt like they really nailed that style. But at least with this, even though I haven't been to Boston, unfortunately, but I really want to go, but probably when the time comes, I'll really be able to see like where everything came from, especially with the research that went into that game and all the detail that it has in it, which is so cool, and just how it looks. It's something to be really commended for that game, because they took a lot of research, getting all the buildings and all that stuff, and it just feels very lived in and colorful, and just a place that you really, even though it's hell in terms of surviving, it's a place that you want to be in, and every time you load up the game, you look forward to being in it. So. And that's a huge positive.
Yeah, like I said, I played it like 12 hours so far, and like Fallout 4 is the first game I played in a while where I just played it like for hours on end. You know, like other games I played this year I really liked, but like I always, you know, after a few hours I took some time off, did something else or whatever. But like Fallout 4, like I just wanted to play Fallout 4, and that's all I've been doing for the past kind of 2 days is playing Fallout 4.
So this game was your Skyrim.
Well, that was the funny thing. Like, I really didn't get into Skyrim when it came out.
Wow.
Like, I bought it and I played it, and I played it for like 20 hours, and that was it. That was it. Wow. I was done after 20 hours. Wow. And I'm already 12 hours into Fallout 4, and I don't feel anywhere near done. You know?
And, so, like, I've only completed maybe 4 or 5 of the main missions, and I've just been exploring.
Yeah, just exploring, doing all that good stuff.
You know, I think that's why I'm not as huge into Fallout as I am other games. I'm the type of guy that if I want to explore something, I want something to be ripe with life. I'm not a derelict type person. I don't like running into abandoned ruins all the time where there are enemies at every corner. Sometimes exploring in like a city type area is the most rewarding because you have the sights and the sounds, the breathtaking views. You don't always have to worry. You're not always so tense. And I think that's the thing. Fallout 4, it's the same thing like when I play Bloodborne. I want to explore, but my life is so fragile. I have to worry about, man, I really want to go over there, but something over there might kill me. That's too strong for me.
Yeah. It's just I love Fallout 4.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the nature of the genre, you know, is like through exploration there's got to be some consequence to it, you know. You know, unless you're playing something like Journey where it's all about journeying, you know, not fighting enemies or anything. It's just there.
Well, no, I would say that the consequence would more often be you versus the elements. Your resources are limited. That right there already makes it a tense scenario. You know, the idea of, hey, this is my little patch of land that I know up, down, left, right, and center. Mm-hmm. I can venture forth from this to expand my horizons, expand my territory, to see what else is out there, or I could subsequently sit back and, you know, not reap any of the rewards, but not take any of the risk. And when you have a game as difficult as Fallout, when you have a game as difficult as Witcher 3 or as difficult as Bloodborne, sure, your exploration is rewarded, but because it truly is you versus the environment, the stress of having to get there and knowing that if you fail, you know, you have to go back, that weighs on you to the point where I can't play games like that continuously, because when they say player versus environment, they mean that truly in every way, and that's what makes the game great, but at the same time that's what kills the game for me.
It can be stressful.
Well,
stressful.
Not so much stress, but the idea that the world itself is trying to kill you. That your resources are so limited, combined with the fact that enemies are just as strong, if not stronger than you. Yeah. It makes it so that when you explore, it can't just be a, hey, that looks cool, I need to go over there. It has to be a thing where you go, I think I may need these things, and I need to prepare myself for this journey. Well, I need to make sure I'm ready.
Here's the thing, you know, because, you know, Fallout 4 is an RPG, and you can't forget that, and you level up, and you grow yourself to become stronger, and, you know, especially with the new fortress building system, you're able to allocate more resources, and, you know, as the hours go on, you probably won't really have those issues. Like, something would really have to be wrong with your character if you're, like, 50 hours in Fallout 4 and you're still getting your ass whooped. Kind of thing.
I mean, go play Bloodborne. There's people who are 50 hours in that game, and you get one-shotted quite frequently. Frequently.
We'll see if that's the case in Fallout 4.
Yeah. So would you say you're excited for, like, No Man's Sky, where it's just what you said, explore?
Oh,
like,
I can't wait for that game. That game is my heart. I love space. I love space. Funnily enough, that's where the whole Fox Rockstar thing came about. I remember reading a book as a child about space and whatnot, and then my friend showed me Star Fox, you know, Space Fighters. So, you know, my aspirations as a kid of being a rock star, me loving Star Fox, and my love of space, all of that name has a special meaning to me, so that's why I chose it. and I love space exploration.
Who doesn't love space exploration?
On that subject of No Man's Sky, if you guys have ever discussed it, I'm sorry.
We discussed it a lot.
We discussed a lot of No Man's Sky.
But no, it's fine. No, we want to get a new opinion on No Man's Sky if you have one.
If you have one.
I'm afraid that there will not be enough to sustain the game in its originality. I'm afraid that they say that all of our PlayStation 4, they're using the there's like an internal calculation that your PlayStation 4 does, and it checks it against other players' worlds to make sure that you will never see the same world twice. That everyone's world will be different.
I believe they've said that. I don't really.
They said it when they discussed it at E3 about how they wanted it to be. It's basically a toolbox where they can mix and match everything, etc. And it's going to be random, and it's going to check against other players, so you won't get the same planet that they get unless they send it to you, etc. And the problem I foresee with that is that there has to be there is some finite limit to what we will see and what we will experience, and I don't think there's enough to keep it fresh for us. I think for the first year, I'll give it a year.
You'll give it a year.
Mm-hmm. I think for the first year, it's going to be a fresh, new, interesting experience where people can really get into the game, and I think after that's going to grow stale.
Because, where Minecraft has a really long staying power because it's just basically a sandbox where you can do anything.
But it's a sandbox that is within their own control. And that's where it gets its longevity from.
That's a good point.
The fact that we can control our own worlds at our leisure. If I want to make the Leaning Tower of Pisa, I can. If I want to make a replica of New Orleans, I can. It's I am the ruler of this domain. I am judge, jury, executioner. I am become death in this world.
Judge Dredd.
That's basically what you're talking right now.
What is it called? Mega City 1 or something like that.
Mega City 1.
But yeah, back to the thing at hand. It's because that these players' imagination, everything is limited by their imagination. But here, we have, a set of code that's trying its best to be random, but a computer can never be truly random. Thus, I believe that in about a year and a half, we're gonna run out of new and interesting things to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a 1 year life. I mean, if the game has a 1 year lifespan, that's still way better than most games.
Yes, because nowadays it's been maybe like 3, 6, not even 6. If you're lucky, 6 months. Especially like the time when people are really paying attention to like online games or something like that. So, we'll see.
So we'll see. Yeah. Let's see. We're a little over the hour mark.
Uh-oh.
And I wanted to do another little segment, so I'm gonna pass it to him and see how much time we have.
All right.
So Ryan, so Ryan, you're our guest, and I wanted to give our guest a chance to like introduce a topic or something he wanted to bring to the show.
My bad.
So if you have a topic, we can go over. I mean, we can do about 10 more minutes. If you got a topic, we can go over in like 10 minutes.
Cool. Super simple. My topic, I wanted to do top 5 games that you should be playing. This excludes the new releases like Fallout, like Black Ops, Witcher 3, Metal Gear Solid 5. I want something that's gonna be at least a year to 2 years before right now, like 2 or 3 years back.
Or like just what's people not playing right now,
right?
That they should be. Okay.
It can be known games, it can be unknown games, and for me, quite simple. In my top 5, in the number 1 spot or number 5 spot, going for 5 to 1. You guys, if you haven't played it, you need to go back and you need to pick up Star Ocean 3. We do know that Star Ocean 5 has, was announced. The trailer's out. If you guys want to play classic RPG with some new spin on it, the story's okay. Great elements. Star Ocean 3 for the PlayStation 2. as far as fighting games go, pick up the Darkstalkers collection on PSN. It's only $20. Classic game, Vampire Savior and Vampire Hunter. It comes in a 2-pack. Another fighting game. Yeah, it's a 2-pack. You get 2 games. You get Darkstalkers, the Night Warriors, and Vampire Savior.
Oh wow.
The third game in that list, another fighting game you need to pick up, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition. Get familiar with some of the characters that are going to be coming up in Capcom Street Fighter 5 as DLC. Alex and Urian, get to know their origins, experience that game. Another game that you need to pick up and play if you haven't been playing it. Hell, I had it in my head, now I forgot it. It's damn it. It's a side scroller, Aster Breed. There we go. Yeah, side scroller Aster Breed on PlayStation Network. Really fun shoot 'em up game with some really nice visuals. Smooth. It's a little anime-ish, but I think people are gonna enjoy it.
A little anime-ish.
Yeah, there are a lot of anime tropes. There are waifus and hot-blooded male protagonists.
Oh my. Oh my. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, and the last game on my little top 5 of the games that you should go out and play if you haven't played it already.
What else should I be playing?
The final game on that list is actually Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax.
Wow, these are very interesting titles you got here.
Yeah. It's another fighting game. I love fighters.
That's good.
It's an anime fighting game. You have characters like Kirito from Sword Art Online, Rentaro from Black Blood, and Black Bullet. They're regular at Magic High School. So go pick up those games, give them a try, and enjoy them.
Have you played the Tales of Hysteria games?
I've played all the Tales games.
Oh, you know all the Tales games. So do you like to know the Tales lore?
I am not huge into the lore, but
Tales. That's okay.
I mean, like, my favorite Tales game probably was Tales of the Abyss.
Tales of the Abyss?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Legendia was good, too.
Okay. I'm trying to think how I want to do my list. Yeah, so games you should be playing. So I'm just going to highlight 5 games off the top of my head that, like, I know they're good, but I don't know if a whole lot of people have been playing them because they've kind of been overshadowed. 2 were this year recent. One was Mad Max the game.
The Mad Max game.
Really fun. I played it. Really fun game. It came out in a bad time. Same day as Metal Gear Solid 5.
That's stiff competition.
Yeah, and it is an open world game in a year full of big open world games. But Mad Max is really, really great. A lot of fun, looks great. A lot of detail, building your car and all that, and exploring the another wasteland.
Another wasteland.
Yes, another wasteland.
That's a different kind of wasteland.
Yeah, it's a different kind of wasteland. So it's a different version of Fallout. Kind of, it's third person, you drive cars, and it's a lot less guns.
It's road rage. It's road rage all over again.
Road rage. But a lot of fun, Mad Max. People should check it out. Another one, well, this one a lot of people played, well, kind of, sort of, but we just can't praise it enough. But Until Dawn, everybody go play Until Dawn. So good.
More people could play it.
Yeah, more people could play it. It's just a game everybody should go check out Until Dawn. That's just an awesome, fun game. We talked about a lot on the show. I'm trying to think of 3 other ones.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking at my game shelf. Evil Within came out last year. I don't know how many people played that, but that's a really great game. Especially if you love like Resident Evil, like the old Resident Evils. And you just kind of want to go back to that, play Evil Within, because survival horror is always going in a very different direction, and Evil Within went back to kind of the root of what makes survival horror great.
To the roots.
So Evil Within, really good if you haven't checked it out, if you like that survival horror. What's another one? I can highlight some Vita games, 2 Vita games, since Vita has good games,
It does.
One is Zero Escape. I love Zero Escape. Virtue's Last Reward, that was a free plus game way back. Played it, loved it. It's all story. There is gameplay to it. There's some puzzle to it, but it's like 80% story, 20% gameplay, but it's just so good. you're like, I guess, sucked into the story, and just especially once you realize what is actually going on in the game, like how you're playing it, it's just amazing. And I'm really excited now the third one's coming out. Third one, that series is coming out next summer.
Exciting.
Exciting for that. And the other one's another Vita game, Freedom Wars. Love Freedom Wars.
Freedom Wars is amazing.
Yeah, Freedom Wars is so good. Yeah, Freedom Wars is so good. I think more people should play it. It's awesome. A lot of fun on Vita. So much to do. So many missions and weapons and all kind of good stuff to unlock. A whole lot of fun. Yeah.
Let's see. Gosh, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 as well.
There you go.
Piggybacking off him, definitely one that spurred up to mind is Until Dawn, like I said. It's just a fantastic game. It's the game, that I've even said that, Quantic Dream's got to take notes on, and then once Until Detroit Become Human comes out, which I wonder what our guest thinks of that name. Detroit Become Human.
Nope.
It doesn't work for you. But, I enjoy Until Dawn's presentation a lot. I like its implementation of celebrity and stuff like that. So I'm going to keep mine kind of brief. What other stuff do we got? Shovel Knight. You should also get Shovel Knight.
Yes.
Shovel Knight's a good game.
Kratos.
Might be predicted if it might be free for Plus soon, but I don't know. They're just barely coming out the retail release for PS4, so go out and grab it. It might be on sale soon, maybe. Kind of going on the adventure games route, since I don't think a lot of people play adventure games right now, or they just wait for all the episodes to come out. But now both of these games I'm going to list here, all the episodes are released now. So Tales of Borderlands, definitely a lot of people commend this series a lot from Telltale. It's definitely of the more comedic realm of their games, as opposed to very dramatic and kind of droopy games like Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and Wolf Among Us. It's just nice to just kind of have a funny game, and while at the same time also kind of having some dramatic elements as well, which is kind of surprising for the Borderlands lore. So that's highly recommended. It's definitely one of Telltale's best series, along with Walking Dead Season 1, Wolf Among Us, and Tales of Borderlands. And the other adventure game series I'll gladly recommend, since I don't think I got the chance to talk about the 5th episode of Life is Strange, if I don't remember correctly. I don't know if I talked about it, but no. Now, I won't go off a tangent on this, but I at least liked the ending of Life is Strange. Was as maybe as dramatic as it could have been? No, but it was at least a serviceable ending, and one that ended on a fine note, one that didn't collapse under its own weight. So the ending is fine. But I enjoyed the aesthetic of Life is Strange a lot. Its sense of nostalgia, friendship, has a lot of deep themes that will hit you right in the core. So I think it's an important game to kind of play, since it is kind of moving the adventure game genre a little bit forward. And then the game that I would definitely want to recommend, which is the first in now a series that me and Cody talked about last week, is Outlast. This was a game that was free for PlayStation Plus quite early in its lifespan. So I am a little concerned if not enough people have played it a little bit, but Outlast is a fantastic game. We talked about Outlast quite a bit, but it's definitely a game that you should pick up, and its expansion, Whistleblower, which is a pretty messed up expansion in a good way and in a messed up way. But yeah, those are kind of my top 5 games you should kind of be going out of your way, at least on PlayStation 4 or Vita, for one of them, or all of them, because you could remote play them. So these games are Vita games as well, according to Sony.
Yep. Fallout 4 Game of the Year on Vita.
I do need to try out the remote play of Fallout 4. But
yeah,
that in a nutshell is 5 games that you need to be playing on your PlayStation 4 during the holiday season.
Yes, just highlighting some games you may not be playing but should.
Because I wanted to also consider that these are games that are very good for people that are kind of short on time, because you can beat Borderlands straight through, you can beat Life is Strange straight through, get a platinum in it. Outlast is pretty short. Shovel Knight's pretty short as well, so and Until Dawn is not that long. So I accounted for people's time. I didn't want to get those big ass games.
Yeah, that's the problem with Mad Max. It's good, but God, it's another long game to fit in between all these other massive open world long games, and it's just like, you know.
I know. And the world is infinite.
Yeah, so much stuff. But
so much stuff
yeah,
for a little time.
Exactly. Speaking of time, we're now at the 1 hour 20-minute mark, which is fine. We get to that mark sometimes when we have a lot to talk about, so that's fine. But we have reached the end of the PSBS.
PSBS.
I don't know if I said the episode number, but we are episode number 38 now. Almost to 40. We're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is PSBS 40. We want to thank our guest host Ryan for joining us.
Yes, very much appreciated.
So for those of you who've gone this hour 20 minutes and haven't realized it yet, we have Andrew and Ryan on the show. So that's Andrew Ryan.
Oh God!
I don't even think my co-host got it until just now.
Yeah,
Andrew Ryan. There you go.
I love me some Bioshock
references. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for being on the show. We'll have you back anytime you want.
Sure.
You to come back?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd love to come back at a later time.
So we always like having extra voices on the show.
It led to chaos.
And
yes, exactly.
And here's the thing. Look, I'm not gonna go long on here. It's a great help because I've been quite busy, and I'm actually even quite lucky to even play as much as I even have been a Fallout 4 and Black Ops 3 as much as I have, because hypothetically, if I didn't have the circumstances that I had, I would not have been able to play at all, and it would have been great to have more guests, but we are open to more guests, especially for games that will come out on the holiday that I will definitely not be able to play, because I'm not getting Rainbow Six Siege or Just Cause 3, but if anyone is getting those games out there at all, including Ryan, definitely hit us up so then you can be part of the show if you're going to play those games, because I'm sure as hell not. So then someone can give the authoritative opinion on the game, because I know Rainbow Six Siege, for instance, had a beta, but kind of a call to arms on that. I want anybody that's going to be playing the games for the rest of this year to hit me up about that, so you can be on the show, because who knows, maybe I won't even be on that episode of the show, so it won't be so one-sided.
That's fine.
So we'll see.
Yeah, they disconnected. Okay. Right. Yeah, so with that, this has been the PSBS episode 38. I'm your host, Coach TPS and Bayou Boys, and my co-hosts were Andrew.
I will surely let you guys know if
Ryan,
I be playing on.
And their PSN names, Liz and Ryan's long PSN name. But with that though, this has been the PSBS. Hopefully, we'll see you guys next week.
So should I stop it now?
Yeah, I'm stopping.